Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thunder Series for ANZCAR. Uh, yes, you're not hearing things different, right? Yes, it is not Carl here behind the mic. He's had to take the night off, and tonight it's myself, Mark Johansson, and Mr. Matty Hunter. Welcome back to the booth, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Just coming out of retirement, trying to work out how it all goes and how to do it. But yeah, not sure how to do it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's like riding the bike. You'll remember soon enough. If not, people will let us know. Anyway, we're at Richmond tonight. A nice little tight 700 odd meter uh track. Nice tight back onto the small tracks. And it should be challenging tonight with the air temp at 28 degrees and track temp at 31. A bit overcast, but nevertheless, we have seen the guys out there in practice, Matt, with a few spins and reports from one driver. If you get up above about a car and a half above that pole line, it is very slippery out there.
Yeah, I imagine it would be. I imagine the rear tire will, right rear tire will probably heat up a little bit and make it a bit greasy and yeah, make it quite hard for the drivers to keep control of the car.
Yeah, definitely will. We're just in the midst of qualifying at the moment. So what we might do, and unfortunately Matt hasn't got a graphic for this. We'll run through the points for the season so far, and sitting on top is Andrew Dyson on 415 points. Jason Martin back into the cars with 374. Barry Neal 369. Ruben Phelps is up there and he's back out on track tonight with 343. And Stephen Williams, one of another DPR car, sitting at 320. Gary Wellman uh, in sixth. Shane Bowen in seventh. He's having a great season. Dave Douglas has been here or there, but he's sitting in eighth. Josh Micklemore sitting in ninth, which is good to see. And also, so rounding out the top 10 is our man in the VB car, Brad Fenley. So some great drivers in that top echelon, Matt, and it's good to see the regulars out there again tonight.
It is indeed, yeah. I haven't really had much chance to keep up and follow what's been going on, so yeah, it's good for me to see. All I know really is Dyson's been having a pretty dominant season in that. But if you like, we can run through the grid.
I'm not actually seeing the
Okay.
graphic, mate.
So yeah, on pole position is Christopher Ireland and Andrew Dyson joining him on the outside of the front row. Next row was Dave Douglas and Josh Micklemore. Starting fifth will be Jason Martin and Ryan Jones. And from seventh position will be Barry Neal and Gary Wellman will start from eighth. Stephen Williams will start from ninth and Shane Bowen will start from 10th. Tyler Williams starting 11th and Ben Henniker starting 12th. Nigel Patton starting 13th and Brad Finlay starting 14th. And I think Ruben Phillips is the last of the gridded drivers, so I think we're still waiting on Carol Warden and Aiden Schultz.
All right, Matt. Just a comment, Matt. You're a little bit quiet, so turn yourself up a little bit.
Yeah, yep, no, I've just cranked that microphone up a little bit. Of course, I'm using a different mic from when I used to. Yeah, I haven't really touched anything for about 5 months, so it's all just picked it up as quickly as possible and jumping in. And I'm still trying to remember what buttons to click, so yeah, just bear with me here. But I have turned the microphone up a little bit, so it should hopefully be a bit better.
A bit of a small field tonight, but nevertheless, we'll see some great racing here. It's good to see Christopher Island on the pole, a road racer, and the guys are coming. Will probably do one more lap under the pace car,
Looks like it, yeah,
and
yep.
yeah,
The pace car's still out there running, so one more warm up lap.
one thing they've got to remember here too, Matt. I nearly called you Carl then.
That's
Is
right.
The guys that have got the real strong road racing background will do well here because you really do have to use your brake pedal around these short tracks to try and help get the car rotated. So look for Christopher Island, Andrew Dyson, Shane Bowen. He's pretty good on the circuit stuff. So be out, watchful for those guys as the pace car now pulls in, and we will go green. And we are underway and racing here at Richmond for 150 laps. And we can see those two DPR cars are side by side through turns 1 and 2. Those top 6 cars really want to sort themselves out and just get into a single file, which as we're talking they start to do. Dave Douglas there in 3rd place, giving a nice little hurry up to those two DPR cars. Then you got the Bitch Motorsports guys side by side. They'll race each other hard all night here at Richmond, and we'll see who comes out better. Stevie Williams out there against the wall on the outside of Josh Mickelmore. Sorry, Jason Martin.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Jones, yes,
Ryan
sorry.
Jones, yeah, that's where the most action is for that 4th, 5th and 6th spot. Mickelmore, Jones and Martin. The top 3 seem pretty similar. Good start. Everyone's in 7th, pretty well settled. 5th and 6th. It seems to have settled down now, since we talk about it.
Yeah, I think they'll just settle in and take a nice, easy first stint. And we see in the background there Gary Wellman just touched the fence coming out of turn 2. And now Jones is giving DD a hurry up, and he's actually pressing fairly hard and wants to get down to the front. While we were talking about that battle, we have actually seen a change for the lead with Andrew Dyson getting into the race lead. And Jones has done a fantastic job there, Matt, taking 2 spots in a lap, passing both Ireland and Douglas. And now he's right sitting hard up against Dyson. So these DPR cars like to race each other hard and fast.
Yeah, Jones has been pretty aggressive at the moment. He wants to get to the front. It's obviously his strategy. I'm not sure what the fuel consumption is. I think he's in 60 to 70 laps maybe.
Yeah, roughly 60 to 70 laps around here. But again, that's only a figure that a race car driver has told me, so could be lying.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me wonder if there is a fault to fuel saving, trying to make it a definite one-stop, and whether some drivers just go for caution so they can have a two-stop. I'm seeing Ireland drop back.
Yeah, he's actually dropped right back now. He's back in the 6th place and actually looking probably at dropping back to 7th place just in front of Barry Neal there.
It doesn't look, from the outside, it doesn't look like he's struggling with the car. So I'm wondering if he's the fuel saving around that. And Jones might be committed to the other strategy. He's just going to put the pedal to the floor and really go for it. He's really charged up to the front and opened up almost a 1 second gap now.
We have seen this too in the past past races where 1 or 2 of the DPR cars will go out hard and fast, and they'll pass information on to their teammates to say, hey, no, look, we can't do it. We need to back off and save those tyres a little bit. That's the other thing, that tyres here around here could get hurt if they go hard and fast. And Ireland may be just looking at saving those tyres a little bit.
Yeah, easy to overheat them and very hard to cool them back down again. Tyler Williams there in the background system.
I just hate the track.
I don't mind the track. I love short track racing, but turn 2 I can just figure out.
Yeah, I can never get the hand of these things, or either these or the trucks even, or the cup cars. I prefer those open wheeling things on the short tracks. But nevertheless, these guys are some of the best drivers in Australia and New Zealand. So we're definitely going to be on for a show, and we can see that everyone's just settled in. The most action at the moment is between Williams, Tyler Williams, and Ruben Phelps back in to the back of the top 10 for 10th and 9th position.
Looks like he's slowly stalking his way up to the front as well. Running conservative, but also taking his chances when he can, just to grab some positions towards the front.
Yeah, just seen in the foreground there while we're watching Phelps and Williams. Again, Gary Wellman has hit the fence coming out of that turn. So it seems like it's turn 2 where Gary's getting a little bit loose and getting up into that fence.
Yeah, they do look like some crinkles on that right-hand side when we had a bit of a look at it before.
Yeah, you can just see there on the front. Yeah. But we've got a position change for 7th and 8th. Barry Neal's been able to get down in the inside of Josh Micklemore. So Barry's slowly working his way to the front. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his race team. I'll leave that for you.
ANZCAR Racing. Yep. Barry New Zealand Racing.
So back up front, we've got Ryan Jones now out to a 1.3 gap over Dyson and Douglas. And so Jones just seems to be nice and settled now. He's got that little bit of a gap and settled in for a nice long run.
Just seeing if I can put some graphics. Sort of comparing sort of lap times. So it looks like the lap times have stabilised between him and 2nd place. Looks like he really did that charge early to try and get a bit of a gap.
Just watching these blokes in Dyson, Douglas and Martin, you can see how heavy they are using the brakes coming into the turns. The noses are really diving down and helping the car turn in.
Yeah, I always like that about the short track racing and even the real life NASCAR stuff is when you see them come off the corner and the front lifts up, when you see them hit the brakes and the dives down, especially a place like Martin's where it's really pronounced. I always love seeing that. Movement at the top. Christopher Island's sort of settled in now. That's the spot. Josh Micklemore's trying to make positions. Barry Neal slowly inching his way through to get to that top 5. Just checking out the back. Brad Finlay is still going along there with the VB car.
I expect to see Bowen start to move up about mid-race. We've seen him, if he's up front, he has a good run straight out. But it looks like there's been a little bit of a damage there.
Yeah, he's copped a hit in the back maybe.
Just see there, he's a little bit loose again coming out of that turn.
Damage to the right front as well. And then the back of the the tail. For the most part, it's pretty settled at the moment. Although Jason Martin looks to be putting pressure on Dave Douglas here for the 3rd spot. much going on really. Second, third, fighters, really sort of real bad on the track on the road.
I'm just, I've just jumped on board with Jones, and you can hear the car coming into. So he's hard on the gas down the back straight. He's off there, lets the car roll, just touches the brakes, gets a turn. Now he's back on the gas again. So he's really nursing that car into the turns and just letting it roll around mid-turn, and once the car's almost straight, that's when he's getting back on the gas, and we can see it's definitely working for him. Although Dyson now has closed that gap down to under a second again. So let's hope he hasn't heard that those tyres are going out so hard. And as I say that, he has a big push there coming out of turn 4 down the main straight.
Yeah, Dyson's definitely still catching him now. Now, I believe you nailed it there with the the tyre strategy and how to do it. I know the theory. I don't know how to do it very well. I'm not very good at the practical, but yeah, you don't want to be getting down to the full throttle until you've got the wheel almost straight. So when you're in the corner, you don't want to be lighting up those rear tyres too much. You want to wait till you sort of really got the wheel straight before you put the full power down. As I say, I know that theory, but I'm not very good at the practical side of that.
Yeah, this the Richmond's a little bit different though. It's actually a D-shaped, so you don't really have two straights like a lot of tracks where you have two straights down the back straight and down the front straight. Here, as you come out of turn 4, you still kind of sort of got a left hand down all the way down through that over the start finish line and back into turn 1 and 2.
That's right, yeah, you're always turning on that front straight. It's not really,
yeah.
You always got a little bit of left hand down lock. So you're always turning. Weird D shape.
And there's plenty of banking here. Down through that front D, you've got 8 degrees of banking, and then it flattens out to 2 degrees down the back straight. But in both turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4, you got 14 degrees of banking, as we can see there. Dyson now really starting to put the move and the pressure on the Jones.
Jones is really protecting the bottom there, saying, well, if you're going to pass me, you can pass me. So he's really defending that low line, as he should be.
Oh, a little bit of a push out at the turn there.
Let's open the door for Douglas. Is he going to have a look on the inside? No, he's not quite there.
See that car, that 11 of Jones is not happy at the moment.
No.
And Dyson's done some work over the last 2 laps, and now has the pass done. I would expect to see Douglas try the inside line, but as I say that, he sits up into that mid roof of the track.
He's stalking. I can see in the background, Ireland has sort of charged back up. He's right back up in the 4th spot, so he's coming forward. And Jason Martin has dropped down.
Oh, big touch in the wall. Sorry, Matt. We've seen there as Jones come out of turn 2, got very loose and gave that outside wall a big slap with that right rear. So let's hope that hasn't done any damage to the drive axle there.
No. I'm just seeing in the notes that there was something that happened between Ireland and Martin. They picked up a little bit of damage, which is why Jason's dropped back a bit. I'll see if I can grab a replay. having a lot of fun trying to remember how to do these buttons. Oh, there we are. So there was a bit of contact there. Go back a little bit and have a look at that. It looks like there was a bit of contact between Ireland and Jason Martin there, just in the corner.
A little bit more than a little bit, because it's knocked that rear end, that rear panel off the car. So that's a big knock.
It's a big knock, yeah. I just wonder if Ireland was going for sort of the dive on the inside, it maybe just misjudged and didn't pull down quick enough.
I'll tell you what though, oh, Dave Douglas, big sideways action, sprint car action there. I was just about to say, while we've been looking at that replay, this is really starting to heat up now for the second, third, fourth and fifth four-way battle now. But Dyson hasn't been able to get away. He's still inside that half second, and this four-car battle now for the minors.
Yeah, I think Jones and Douglas are struggling for tyres a little bit. I think Dave's having a bit of enough of the blocking going on, so nicely puts the bumper to Jones there, pushes them around the corner. See if Dave can capitalise on that.
Well, this is the best position Dave's been in since this has started. He's on the inside now, so some great racing. You see Jones there just trying to hold Douglas down, not letting him get the drive off the turn. There's nothing wrong with that. That's NASCAR racing. That's what you do. You try and get any type of advantage you can. But as we talk, Dave's out now, got it done, and Jones now switches back to the low line.
Yeah, they're getting all loose off that turn too. That's costing them speed to cut back over. You can see some frustration building up a little bit here. And it's all well and good, it's all well in the rules to race a guy pretty hard, but if he gets frustrated, it doesn't give you the space that he was before, and you get turned off his nose, then that's
Yeah, we can see our first of the two Kiwis out there tonight. Barry Neal just sitting there, and he'll be thinking, you guys just keep going the way you're going and racing and wearing out your tyres. And I'll just sit here and pick up the crumbs as they come to me. But we can see now Jones really struggling. He's now dropped back to fourth place, and soon to be probably fifth, I'd say.
Yeah, that battle between Jones and Douglas there. Sets of tyres. You see Ireland's taking advantage of that now, trying to get past Dave, who's unstable, breaking down the tyres. Slowly stalking their way in. Of course, Barry really good at saving tyres. He's hitting his marks, not letting them things around him, sort of protected.
I believe tonight Barry's the only car Toyota out there, so he's flying the flag for the Toyota.
Like that rear damage to Jason Martin's cars. We see Jones into the pit lane. So I think this will be Jones really committing to the two-stop strategy. So that means he can go as hard as he can.
The only unfortunate thing here now is that just got to watch Jones and see how many laps he actually goes down. I think normally if you stop on the green flag, you end up 2 laps down. Yeah, so that's it's going to be a hard one. He's just got to not let it phase him and just stick with his plan and come back out and just put in nice clean laps. And we got Barry Neal now challenging Dave Douglas for third place.
Yeah, Barry's slowly working his way up there. Yeah, and the thing with that is you go 2 laps down, so you've got to hope that it stays working for him to get the laps back. But then you come out of the pit, it sort of plays on your mind. You want to go as fast as you can because you want to. At this stage, you want to get back to being one lap down as quickly as possible. Because if there's a caution, it saves you. But you've got to be disciplined. You've got to discipline yourself because you can't go too hard because you don't want to ruin tyres out. So it's a balance. I always found when I was in that situation, I was trying to go as hard as I can, but also trying to save. I think he's only one lap down, so that means if the caution does come out, he will be the recipient of the lucky dog and get back onto the lead lap.
Yeah, the other thing too, though, mate, is if you can just stay out on being one lap down, he will get that back when these leaders come in the pit lane for their service.
It's possibly the roll of the dice because it's possibly the only sort of strategy he can think will work for him to be able to try and win this race.
So I can tell our viewers that on the last lap, Dyson did a 23.8 and Jones did a 22.4. And that's back down to close to his best lap of the race so far. So those fresher tyres are definitely be working, and he is actually closing up onto the back of Tyler Williams. So he's slowly catching this field, and Stevie Williams, just on my camera view, has had a big lose, but has kept it going. So Jones is back up into the field, just getting past Ruben Phelps and Gary Willman there at the moment. So he's definitely on a charge.
Yeah, he is still one lap down, but he's working his way through the traffic, using that speed advantage. You see Nigel Patton and Ben Batley. This is for 12th and 13th.
Back up the front, Barry now is closed right back up on the back of Ireland. And as I say that, we switch back to live view at the front there, and he's backed off. It looks like these guys are, well, at least everyone else is going to try for the one stop. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if that two stop strategy is going to work for Jones.
Yeah, Jones is the only one going for the two-stop strategy at this point.
Yeah, Jones giving these front runners a bit of a hurry up now.
Yeah, so he's about to, he's racing down that lane.
Just got to be careful that he doesn't lean on those guys too hard, because with those fresher tyres, he's got more of a chance of getting the cars in front of him that he's trying to bump to turn with the worn tyres. But now he's back up into second place on the road, but he's still down in 15th spot overall. So now he's back on the lead lap.
So he'll be hoping now to try and pull away a little bit of the gap. He's going to need it because he's going to have to do the same thing again. So there's top four cars all bunched up close to each other.
But I'm just wondering though now that these guys around Jones have seen how quick he's only taken 5 laps to to come out of the pit, and pass the field. So just wondering if any of these guys here may try a shorter stint in that middle, and dive back in and change their strategy to the two stop. Well, for these guys, it'll be a two stop.
Yeah, I think it might be too late for them to try and roll that dice, unfortunately. I think if you were going to do it, you had to do it, yeah, the 50 lap mark.
So if our little birdie's correct, we should see most of the field in the pit lane for service in the next four to 5 laps. Oh, Ireland getting very loose there.
Yeah, they're really starting to light up those little tyres coming out of turn 2 here. Could be a case of that they know they're going to be changing these tyres for 7 or 8 laps, so they're sort of thinking about pushing as hard as they can, as much as they can out of them now. Everything's left of them.
I've got Tyler Williams and Gary Wellman a lap down. I don't know whether they've been through pit lane.
Yep, they have. Yeah, I can see that they have one pit stop registered for them as well. And Tyler Williams have both pitted. Now the leaders are starting to catch up on the back of that pack of cars. Pat, Bowen. So we have to start away from that. Moves his leading cars through.
So Dave Douglas is in pit lane. He's up, taking right side tyres, taking lefts, and he's on his way back out.
So he must be confident that he can maybe make the rest of the distance from here. So it's at 75, 77 laps.
Yeah. Whoa. Let's see what Barry Neal can get out of his tank and these other guys, because if they're only getting 71, 72, or if that's what Dave is getting, he's not going to make it. So let's see what these Chevs are getting out of their tank.
Lap 74 now. So if they can, they get to. Well, here's Barry Neal going to this now.
The Barry is lap 70, so this will come around to start Barry's lap 75. So he should make it home, but should we get a overtime, he's not going to probably have any fuel in the car for that.
No. So he's obviously trying just to undercut a little bit. Maybe a couple of laps of undercut. In front of the two DVR cars at the front. cars to have pitted so far is Jones in 7th, Douglas running at 11th, Gary Wilder at 12th, Williams at 13th, Barry Neal at 14th, and Shane Bowen at 15th. They're the only cars to have pitted at this stage.
Shane Bowen's just completed his service there, back out on the track. So he's done okay to get to lap 76.
Jones is stabilised at about 7th position now. About 8 seconds. So, caution's out.
Ooh, this works nicely into DPR's
window. Yeah, it does. Let's see what's happened here. With Shane Bowen, just knocked the rears up. It's a big hit to the rear.
Yeah, cold tyres, full tank of fuel. So while we're watching that, DPR cars of Dyson and Ireland are in. Josh Mickelmore in. Ruben Phelps in. Martin in. Stevie Williams. Jones is back in pit lane. So Jones will probably take that last set of or another set of tyres and top up, and he can run to the end then.
Yeah, if you top up, if you're a bit iffy, if you top up now, you should be good to make it to the end. Opportunity to get some repairs as well. And we're seeing so the lapped cars are all unlapped themselves. Don't see anybody apart from Shane Bowen a lap down, but I believe he's needing to pit for repairs. So it's really hurt a number of drivers here, those ones that had pitted just before the caution came out. Barry Neal in 12th position, Dave Douglas at 9th, and they're going to have to stay out, take the wave around, so they're going to be on older tyres compared to the top 8 cars. Yeah, top 8 cars are all going to be on fresh tyres, and then Dave Douglas and 9th will be on 10 lap old tyres. Barry Neal will be on 5 lap old tyres. So yeah, that incident, I think you're right there with that incident, Mark. I think just coming out of the pits on cold tyres and full fuel, and maybe still been sort of driving it like you were for the previous 70 odd laps. You know, maybe some brake bias adjustment, or that was still set for that. And just caught Bowen out there and sent him spinning into the wall.
Yeah, that's that will happen. And the only thing they can adjust on the cars at the moment is the bias. So it's maybe he's had it too far to the front, and hasn't thought about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like as the run went on, he might have adjusted that bias, and then he's come in and got the fresh tyres and forgotten to reset the bias back to where it was, and maybe that just caught him out.
Just see Jones back in pit lane. I'll keep an eye on that and just see what he actually does. Say it's probably just for a splash.
Yeah. Or maybe some repairs are needed.
Hey, he's up on the jacks on the lefts.
He might have had right side tyres selected only, and then he's come in and just realised too late, so he's had to come back in and get the left sides. That's going to drop him back down the order as well to 11th, just ahead of Barry. So we're green again.
that hasn't hurt Jones, but it's definitely hurt Neil because we see him. He's dropped down towards the back, and it looks like Jones has got a drive through.
Jason Martin is very loose on the corner. Looks like he's got a little bit of a bumper back on that car now. Jones got a drive through. He might have to the pits when
Jones and Tyler Williams will have drive-throughs. They've both got black flags. So the other car is the 73 of Tyler Williams, who's now driving down pit lane for a drive-through.
Yeah, might be just with that late pit stop, the order might have got a bit messed up, and RAC's told them to be in the wrong place and then given them the penalty on the restart. That will certainly make their night pretty hard now. Although, is Jones still on the lead lap? Just. In the background. So yeah, he needs to do the runner now because he's got these leaders stopping him down. Back in second.
Christopher Ireland has a black flag against his name.
Oh, there's a wreck on the back straight as well. What's happening on the back straight? Looks like Stevie Williams is involved. So it's actually started up ahead. Trying to remember how to slow this stuff down, mate. Here we are. So I think it started ahead with Ireland getting maybe a little bit loose. I think I've gone back too far now. Oh no, it was contact.
It has. Yeah, I was just going to say, has Phelps made contact with Ireland?
Yep. So there's been
From that view, it definitely looks like a contact between Phelps and Ireland.
And then in the background, we've seen Williams come through and hit him. Martin's coming and hit them.
Oh, the lucky man, it has to be Brad Finley in the number 20 VB Mustang. Drove through the waters that parted.
I think there was a bit more as well, though, coming out of the corner. This is the first part of it. Big hit for Williams and Martin there, and Brad Finley just, as you say, drives through it. But I think there was a bit more going on as well. I'm just trying to find. There we are.
I think, well, we'll see.
Williams has lost the steering and gone straight and bounced back out into traffic.
Oh.
So he's gone here, and he's got no steering. You can see that the right front is locked up as he had no steering, gone straight into the bounced back out here.
Oh, and Williams, Gary Williams
Gary
had
and
nowhere
Barry,
to go.
yeah, Gary and Barry had nowhere to go, unfortunately. Barry, Neil and Gary. Just nowhere to go. Wow, that certainly shakes things up a bit.
It certainly does. So right now on my flag board, I am showing Gary Williams, Stephen Williams, Gary Wellman and Stephen Williams with meatball flags. The dreaded black and orange flag, and I am still showing Christopher Ireland with a black flag.
Let's have a look and see. Ireland.
So if that's
Incident
the case,
it's incident points. He's got
it is incidents.
Yep, he's got 12 incident points against his car. Yeah, which means he'll have a drive-through penalty for that.
So when we go back green, he will be touring pit lane.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He probably picked up a couple of 4Xs just in that one crash alone. Let's have a look at the damage in some of the other cars that went through there. Barry Neal's car doesn't seem to be too badly affected. Gary Wellman, Meatball, Stephen Williams is there in the pits as well. Tyler Williams is back out there. Shane Bowen's back out there as well. They look to be okay. And Ireland's car. See, Ireland's car took the brunt of the damage on the side, so I think he might be
But this has really changed things up a little bit as the pace car pulls back in. We now have Phelps up on the front row, and Dyson, great start, great jump in that restart zone, and that's left both Phelps and Micklemore standing still. Although now they close back up into turns 1 and 2.
Look at Finlay up there on the top 4 as well. Jones has a look on the inside. Able to clear Finlay there, he's in 4th. So that's worked out for Jones as well. Had that penalty tore through and stayed on the lead lap, and now he's got fresh tyres and he's back up to 4th spot. So it's been a challenging night for him, a weird way of getting back up towards the front, but it's still there. It's a bit of an adventure for him.
Yeah, and Ireland's now in pit lane doing his tour, so that will clear his black flag. I'm just interested to see if the field can get around and past him, or he'll get back out in front of the field. Well,
clear? No, he's at the end of the pit. He might be decided to park it for the night. Oh no. That was a stop-go, maybe.
yeah, well, I was just going to say, maybe it's a stop-go because he didn't go up on jacks or anything. And unfortunately now that has put him a lap down.
Yeah. Not even in the lucky dog spot either, unfortunately. He is the 3rd car 1 lap down. Back up the front, Dyson's cleared out from this restart. We'll settle into 2nd place as well. The action once again is for this 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
You see there, Phelps touched the wall.
Barry Neal's gone up there and still up there as well. Barry's looking up there, moving to 5th. In the background of that shot, Bowen take another big hit to the exit turn 2. Still going. Very out of practice on this broadcast and stuff, Mark. I'm very slow. I'm like, I want to bring up this information. Where do I go? What do I got to click? What do I got to do?
Well, the battle on the track at the moment is definitely between Micklemore and Jones. We can see he on the shots. Dyson's now out to just under half a second gap, but the battle is really for the minor placings again between Micklemore, Jones, Douglas, Neal. So it's Phelps has dropped back a little bit. I think those couple of little touches that he's had on that wall, outside wall, maybe hurting him just ever so slightly. But Jones now dives to the inside of Micklemore. can he hold it down there on that pole line?
More about to come under heavy attack. Jones and Douglas.
Again, we just see Neil sitting back there waiting. 3 wide here for a few moments. Douglas a little bit of a squirrel as he gets the power down. Now Neil decides to butt in on this action. He sitting back there just doesn't work for him. He wants part of it. We see Douglas, great big drive there through the mid-turn. Great run on the Dyson.
Just coming back, Kevin. This battle for second and third is going to be good for the rest of the race. Barry Neal in the background there, and he has finished on the fourth spot. He's just watching this battle between the 10 and 11 and just waiting for the opportunity if we will make some mistakes. So positions.
Looks like Douglas has definitely got the better now of Jones. Now Neil definitely wants to have a look at the inside line of Jones.
Yeah, Barry's managed to get on the inside there, and you sort of see how much the racing side by side sort of holds those two up a little bit, and you saw the 10 sort of pull away there. And so Douglas will be looking at his mirror, these two battling, and just keep doing it while he keep doing it for a few more laps. Let me build a bit more of a gap. He's making a move, having a look on Dyson.
So we've now 49 laps, sorry, not 49, yeah, 49, no, 39 laps, 39 laps left to go. Oh, Dyson and Douglas just touch coming out of the turn there. Dyson gives Douglas a little bit of a hurry up. This is going to be a great battle for these last 39 laps, now 38 laps.
Yeah, we can see Barry is charging as well. Now, I didn't pick this up till now, but I'm having a look at the stint numbers, and Dyson's on 10 lap older tyres than Douglas and Barry, so they must have taken the opportunity in that last caution. They took the opportunity to come in and get fresh tyres on, so they've got a 10 lap tyre advantage on Dyson there. So that might be the amount of this battle.
Yeah, so Douglas now has just under half a second gap. Now let's close back up to but you can see that here Neil definitely has the run through the mid-turn, or like into the turn, mid-turn. Dyson's just been able to get that power back down. Big dive there, touch, and no harm done. It's racing.
Barry's can't quite get it on that inside, and Dyson's protecting that inside quite well.
He's just able to put that car where he wants to at the moment. So, although the best have probably gone out of those tyres, he still has enough there to battle. And people will say, well, Neil's quicker, get out of the road. No, you don't have to.
No, it's, yeah, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just placing the car and making the car behind do the work to find a way past. Of course, this is good for Dave Douglas. He's loving to see this battling going on.
Dave would definitely be rubbing his hands together and saying, "You beauty, you just guys keep doing that."
Keep doing it, yeah, yep. Because Barry's kind of looking out the front, trying to get past here without causing any issues. But then also looking ahead and seeing Douglas pull away and trying to work out he's got enough time to get past Dyson and then still try and run down Douglas. Just having a look back through the pack. Everyone's fairly spread out there. This is the battle on the track. Barry's having another look inside here. Can he get there? Can't quite get the power down out of the corner to get the speed. Just having a look on the inside again.
Dyson's just able to hold Barry down on that low line and get the better drive off the turns. We can see here just a light, ever so slight touch. And again, Dyson able to get the power down on that high line.
Yeah, it was a great example of him pinning Neil down into that corner. Runs a little bit of risk. You got to trust the guy down the bottom because if he gets too tight and he pushes up into you, causes contact, could be an issue. But these two race really well together. Yeah, he's just not able to get past him. Oh, get a little bit of a nudge. That's what you have to do on the short track racing. You might have to give him a bit of a push to get him out of the way. Although Barry's dropped back a bit now. Might have been just a mistake rather than a deliberate sort of push out of the way there. Barry's just sort of dropping back maybe and just recouping and letting those tyres settle down a bit and having a bit of a think about how he's got to try and get this move done. But Douglas has now pulled out to a 1 second gap out the front, so he's loving it. The more these two fight and slow each other down, the more Dave can pull away and protect that lead. So keep that gap at about a 1 second and also look after his car, look after his tyres a little bit.
Just trying to work the points out here. Should Dave Douglas go on to win this race, he'll probably jump about 4 or 5 spots in the championship points. So I definitely know that he'll be saying in his mind, yep, you guys just keep battling. Let me get away with this one.
Barry's sort of slowly catching up again now. It is hard to get big bags of points at the end of the season. I'll make up points because, as we noted earlier, the fields get a little bit smaller near the end of the seasons. It's penultimate week, is it, Mark?
Yeah. Next week we're off to Michigan for the final round of the Thunder Series, and yeah, it's going to be a good battle there at Michigan, back on the 1.5 oval.
Yeah, it's always like Michigan. They have to run the car out for the spin. And then, of course, we'll have that, and then we'll have a 1 week break. Is it 1 week?
1 week.
1 week break, and then the cup season will start. And I think there's some changes in store for that, just from the notes that I've seen, so it'll be quite interesting to shake up to it. As we see Barry now trying to get back into this.
Might jump on board with Neil and I'll just talk through what Dyson's actually doing. So we can see here, Dyson gets a good run out on that high line. So Neil looks to dive down the inside, not this lap, but
Barry had a bit of a crack at it before, and then he's just sort of had to back off again. I think these guys are so evenly paced at the moment. That it's really hard to make the bars.
Yeah, as you said, that 10 laps younger tyres yeah, is making a difference. But Dyson been driving these things for a fair while, so he knows how to look after those tyres. So now we see here Barry's looking at trying to maybe go around the outside.
He's put a bit of opposite lock in it there, coming out of the corner. Yeah, so sort of a bit of more of a higher line and a sort of a diamond sort of move.
We see he kneels right down on the low line, and you can see Dyson just squeezing him ever so slightly, so he can't get the power down to get the drive off that low line.
No,
the
more you try
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
No, the more you try and put the power down, the more the car wants to go to the outside towards the wall, but there's a car there, so you know you've got the option of wrecking the car outside or easing off the accelerator, but Barry's having to ease off the accelerator, and it's costing the momentum and drive out of the corner to be able to have enough speed to come up to this corner here and put on the inside.
I wouldn't be surprised though if you see just Barry just slightly gets out of the gas a little bit, gives those tyres a rest, and ideally what you could try here too, Matt, is a move around the outside. We've seen it on the bigger ovals. It's a bit of a risky move on the shorter ovals. Look at the inside, then at the last minute turn the car to the right and go around the outside. But again, it is hard. He may have it. Yeah, great move there. No, it's he's going to have to stay tough on that low line. Really try and start to move Dyson up. Dyson's just been able to put that car in the right spot to block that move. Oh.
Another lunge here. Just not able to get the drive out of the corner there. I think Mark, I think he's Barry's a little bit stuck for the outside line. If I seem to remember, I can't remember what track it is. There's a couple of tracks where he's very good, and he wins the race and runs the low line the whole race. And then we've interviewed him after, and why was your strategy to run the low line? And he says, I don't know how to drive anything other than the low line. So it might be a case of that. He might not be confident enough to try on the outside. I don't think he's got enough to get past underneath low. Just a nice wide arc there. So we might see him try the outside.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's going to be a battle that'll go right down to the wire. But as we can see, as he jumps out the front, that number 10 Mustang is now out to 1.5 seconds, nearly 2 second gap over Dyson. That's opening and closing. But now what Dave's got to be careful of, we can just see in front in those couple of little shots, he is starting to close in on lap traffic. Again, Neil definitely not giving up on this second place.
So Douglas is catching him on, I think maybe orange.
Yeah.
So 9 laps to go, so I'm not sure if he will catch him or not. Oh,
So Douglas's last lap was 300ths of a second quicker than Ireland. Douglas was doing a 23.6. Ireland did a 23.9. So he may catch it, catch Ireland, but yeah. Jones sitting there in 4th place. He's been out the front and down as low as 15th tonight in the race. So good to see him back up in the top 5. Mickelmore, not the best night for him. It's up in the 5th, and Phelps has done a fantastic job starting way down on the back row and being able to move himself up to 6. So yeah, that's up 9 spots.
Phelps is definitely hunting for that top 5 spot, the top 5 spot as well. So he's going to battle to the end trying to get that. Jason Martin's had a bit of a wretched night with wrecks and contacts in 7th. Brad Fenner's had a great run, 8th. Patton also having a great run, 9th. Very loose in there. And they've been in shape well and basically running together all night, sort of 10th and 11th. Ireland was the last of our runners. Nope, sorry, Tyler Williams. 13th was the last of our runners. He's 2 laps down.
Yeah, well, it's good to see Williams out there, Tyler out there. It's only his 2nd race in ANZCAR, and he's stayed out of trouble for most part. Last week he had a great run, but this week it's not been the night for him. But it's good to see new people into the league and new drivers, some fresh blood.
It's probably not what Dave Douglas wants to see ahead of him. With a couple of laps to go, there's 3 wide battling out
here. With 3 laps to go, if I was Dave, I'd just be sitting there and saying, "Yep, got 2.5 seconds back to 2nd place. I'll just sit here and take it."
Oh, look at this! Whoa. Like, this is the leader. Yeah, you'd be on the radio and say, "Get it sorted, guys! Come on." I think he's on the last lap now. Not what you want to see with your leader with 1 lap to go. So he's going to come around, check the flags out. It's going to be Dave Douglas grabbing the win.
Hey, it's been a while since we've had him into the winner's circle. Andrew Dyson, 2nd place, and Barry Neal back up onto the podium. So it's good to see that.
Yeah, good to see. It was a really good battle there. Barry just couldn't quite get past Dyson, but yeah, Dave Douglas, great run for him. He obviously chose the right strategy on that last 2nd caution there, coming in and grabbing some fresh tyres and able to drive up to the lead and hold on to it. I think he might need to do a bit of a shout out though to Barry and Dyson for racing so hard and letting him skip away.
So we're going to definitely have a very excitable man in the box post race once he finishes doing his burnouts.
Of course, got his nice Riley Curtis design paint job on. While he's doing his Polish victory lap and his burnouts, we'll run through the results. So, in 1st place, Dave Douglas, the man on the screen there, Dave Douglas, still burning it down in the background. Gain of 2 spots tonight for him. Andrew Dyson coming home 2nd, Barry Neal 3rd, Ryan Jones 4th, Josh solid top 5, Brendan Phelps lay up 9 spots to finish in 6th position. Jason Martin, bit bit of a rough night for him. 7th spot. Nigel Patton finishing 8th. Brad Finlay, nice solid top 10 for him. And Christopher Island coming home in 10th. Shane Bowen bringing it home in 11th. Tyler Williams in 12th. Ben Henniker in 13th. Gary Wellman, I believe he was still parked up in the pits getting repairs after the second and the last caution. And 14th, and 15th was Stephen Williams, who was also involved in that second to last caution.
Oh, again, Matt, we've been spoilt for some great race action, and unfortunately though, it's left a little bit of a points spread for the championship. But nevertheless, as we go into Michigan next week, I'm expecting some fantastic racing there, back on the 1.5 mile.
Yeah, the Michigan Oval was really, really good to make passes on the outside. And on the insides, I quite like it because you can run the outside lane. It seems to go pretty well.
So not too bad tonight. We see there up on the screen the race stats. Only 2 cautions for 10 laps. So that's pretty good. Only 3 lead changes. The way that was going tonight, I thought there was a lot more, with four race leaders. But nevertheless, it's great racing that we've had tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. 2 cautions on a short track is always very good. Short tracks generally in the sim mean cautions and lots of cautions as the people overdrive. But yeah, it was good to see tonight that the drivers were very sort of conservative. I think that starting out they were all sort of fuel saving and look after their cars, hoping for that one-stop strategy. So that sort of helped that play out as well.
Yeah, well, it's gone a little bit against the flow. We normally either see early cautions or late cautions, and tonight we had those cautions in mid race. So broken the mold a little bit tonight. We're just waiting on Dave Douglas to join us in the green room, but we do have our third and second place getter. So we might pull our third place man up, Mr. Barry Neal, up into the box. The pilot of the 22 Toyota, Mr. Barry Neal. Welcome to the booth, mate, and congratulations on a very hard fought third place tonight here at Richmond.
Yeah, no, she was a tough race, all right. I think, with those, with Andrew and that, it's just like track position's everything, and it's kind of, man, it is just so hard to get past someone that's kind of on a, they have to be quite a lot slower really to get past them. So yeah, no, she was hard work. I tried, but I couldn't quite do it. I kind of thought that early on, and I was, when it got towards halfway, I decided I'd pit a couple of laps early to try and get track position the same way that Dave got track position, so that when Andrew and Chris and that came out, I'd be ahead of them, because then I had track position. And even though I had older tyres, I was kind of hoping, but then the yellow came out and it put me at the back of the field. So there went that strategy.
Yeah, we've seen that great battle in those closing laps. Dyson was just able to put that car that in the right spot. You tended to try and diamond the track a little bit, and he was just able to come down and cut that nose off and cut that run off for you on the inside. Did you ever think about trying the outside run? I know you don't really like that high line, but did that ever enter you into your head tonight?
No, it's quite hard to outbrake someone, like, especially at the way Andrew was driving. Like he kind of stayed quite wide for a long time before he turned in. So it's like you can't get past him on the outside because he's he's outside for a long time, so that's why you have to go underneath him. And then he'd always women squeeze me coming out of 4, and we often like touched around the Geico start thing as he
Yep.
kind of came down the track, and I was kind of coming up slightly, and I'd always have to lift, and I could never quite get it on enough to women drive out. So no,
Yeah,
so it was fun though.
we've seen in one action there where you gave him a real big bump. Was that a deliberate bump? And then we just seen you after that bump. We just seen you drop down into
No, it
that
wasn't
real low.
deliberate. It wasn't deliberate, and because I gave him a bump, I let off to let him get past me again. So I didn't like, as much as I'd like to beat him, I don't want to beat him by knocking him out of the way. So I let him, and like the other week at Indianapolis, he gave me a send, and I went hoon. Or if you remember, I went hooning down going into turn 2, and I had to go down the pit lane exit. And and he lifted off and let me come back in front of him. So you gotta, when people do that to you, you hope that you repay the favour.
Yeah, no worries. Well, mate, again, it's a great third place for you. And before we let you go, shout out to our sponsors and supporters.
Aotearoa Racing, MRX, Race Sims, Tony Richards, Toyota. You guys for doing it, and looking forward to the next race, wherever it is.
Michigan, mate.
Michigan. Yep. Okay.
Yep, off to there for the final round in the
is it?
in the
right.
Thunder series, and then it's a week's break. Then off to Daytona in the Cup cars.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll see you at Michigan.
All right, mate. We'll see you next week. Again, thanks very much for your time, and again, congratulations on a hard-fought third place tonight.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Okay, next person we will grab up is the pilot of the 41 DPR Chevrolet, Mr. Andrew Dyson. Mate, welcome back to the booth, and mate, bit of a hard-fought second place tonight.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a hard fought no matter where you finish, but it was a hard fought second for sure.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Some great door-to-door action, nose-to-tail action. Those last 20 laps, you seem to just be able to put that Chevrolet wherever you like to, in the sense of being able to get that move and that block on the barrier, and not giving him any opportunity to get down that inside.
Oh man, he got to the inside plenty of times. I think it's very tough to pass on the inside. You need a big overlap on tyre. He had a tiny one, but it probably wasn't quite enough. So I sort of figured if I managed to keep him there as long as I could, and he couldn't get too far up alongside, sort of on the exit of a corner leading into the next one, then I'd be right, or I'd have a good chance anyway. Played out that way. Fair play to him anyway as well. Like he didn't slam me up the track or anything like that. So I'll get around that.
Yeah, we've seen some nice little touches between you guys. Some great respect between everyone in this league. If you touch and there's always an apology, or as we've seen tonight, Barry gave you a big bump, and he just lifted and let you get get your composure back, and then the next lap you both continued on and door to door and nose to tail racing again.
Yeah, that's it. It was enough of a bump where he probably could have got certainly up alongside and probably far enough along to get a move done. But yeah, he elected he didn't want to do it that way. So that's what I mean. Like I pay that. That's good. Good on him. And we pressed on. We kept racing. Plenty of 0Xs, bit of rubbing, but it was great.
Yeah, definitely great racing from everyone out there tonight. Mate, off to Michigan next week. Some great racing to come from there.
Yeah, I always say I'm not much of a fan of Michigan, but we'll see how we go with it. It's I can't really remember racing it in this car. I know the last time I raced it in trucks, it just felt like a super speedway and it was boring as anything. So we'll see how the X-Finity cars go. Should be hopefully a little bit of lifting, and it should make it a bit interesting. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Well, mate, before we let you go, shout out to sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, shout out to you boys for the broadcast tonight. Hopefully, it was a good bit of action in the first part of the race, the first half of the race, because everyone was throwing fists and knees and elbows and headbutts at each other, so that was good. And yeah, shout out to all the boys in DPR and everyone at ANZCAR for putting the leg on.
All right, mate. Well, again, congratulations on your second place, and thanks for your time tonight.
No worries. See you, boys.
Still. So, Matt, I just don't know whether I want to bring this bloke up. He's going to get a bit excited. I reckon he's going to be bouncing off the four walls here in the booth and off the roof even. So maybe we should just leave him outside the door.
Maybe a short and sweet interview then.
Yeah, and of course we're talking none other than the pilot of the number 10 Mustang for A1 Sim Sports, Mr. Dave Douglas, mate. Welcome back to the winner's circuit.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Mate, what a great race tonight. Really a tough battle from the drop of the green flag right through to the checker.
Yeah, hopefully not I myself, hopefully we put on a bit of a show, a bit of entertainment there, because we risked a lot of cautions, maybe, I don't know. We risked a lot, and it worked out, but it was fun racing, though. Like, me and Jonesy, we were battling, bumping and rubbing, and just short track stuff, they frothulators,
Yeah, no, look, mate, Carl and I have said right through the season that it's been great racing, and Matt joined us in the booth tonight, and was privy to some of the I think some of the best racing in Australia and New Zealand, between some of the best drivers, because it was door to door, nose to tail, all race.
Yeah, appreciate
that. It was great.
You were quite generous there, Dave. You gave in one corner it looked like you decided to give Ryan maybe a couple of 5 miles an hour extra entry speed for him.
Yeah, look, it's the number 11, so all bets are off. You know that.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jonesy, all bets are off. That's why I just said the 22 Barron Hill. I said, I knew who I was racing, mate, so I wasn't too concerned if we happened to scrap him up in the fence or something. Jonesy, he froths that stuff, so he enjoys it too. So that's just how him and I have always raced. We put on a bit of a show, hopefully, and entertain. But maybe Matt should come and do this more often. I reckon it's my lucky charm.
Maybe.
Well, I reckon Carl's probably listening in.
Gosh.
So maybe I might take the week off next week and let Matt and Carl do it and see what happens. Maybe I might be the bad luck charm, and yeah, maybe if Carl and Matt does it, you might have another race win next week.
Yeah, but then if you go, then I've got no one to show off my dirt skills, mate, and running the boards and using the cushion, So maybe we'll just get all three back. And Carlos, we love Carlos, so I don't know where he is tonight, but hopefully he's doing all right and back next week.
Yeah, he had a bit of an emergency tonight, but luckily we were able to get Matt back into the booth and dust his control panel off, and get him pushing the buttons again tonight.
Yeah, nice. Well, shout out to Carl then, because we miss you, mate. Hope you're doing all right, mate, and see you back next week, hopefully.
Yeah, he'll be back, mate. Speaking of next week, off to Michigan for the final round.
Oh, Michigan, yeah, okay. It's like a Daytona sort of track, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I've never been a big Michigan fan. I've never been a Richmond fan. That's why I showed up 10 minutes of practice. I thought, look, I'm going to show up. I don't like it, but I'm going to show up because I support the series. I support ANZCAR, support the guys that show up and race. I'll show up and support, So, and look what happened. I ended up winning. What an idiot, eh?
Mate, I've started to learn with you. If you say you don't like a place, we're normally in for a good show from you.
Yeah, maybe I'll just turn my back on it all, I reckon, and just show up 5 minutes late. Oh, it was 45 minutes late to everything.
Yeah. Well, mate, again, a great race. We've seen some fantastic racing right throughout the Thunder Series, and that continued on from the trucks. And the final round next week, this will jump you up in the points too in the championship. So I think I worked it out. You'll probably jump up into about fourth place in the championship. So a great haul of points for you tonight.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I missed a round early on, but yeah, I've just sort of come into it once I did miss that round, literally just looking for race wins. So do the odd strategy, do the bold strategy, the fuel save, all this sort of stuff, and it's been close. It's been coming. I've been up here the last couple of weeks, so it's been good. But yeah, finally got one over. But I had Daiso do his best to hold on back there by the looks of it. I was watching the mirror and held Barry up enough, so I was able just to squeeze out those sort of seconds.
Yeah, mate. I've got to ask you the last couple of laps. We seen you. We jumped on board with you for one or two laps when you were coming up to those lap cars. Do we need a clean set of underwear when we seen one of those red and black cars bounce off the wall and come down the track?
Nah, mate. Whenever I'm leading a race, there's always a late caution, so I was ready for it. Like that's my bread and butter, mate. Right, like late race cautions when I'm leading. So I was calling for it, and it nearly came, and I was thinking, geez, what have I done? Like it didn't come out. There was no yellow, but I was prepared for it. I literally was like, yeah, here it comes. This is it. I was watching it, so made it interesting. But thankfully, it didn't come out because I didn't have to work hard for it then.
Yeah, that's it. Well, mate, before we let you go, shout out to our sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, shout out obviously to firstly for you boys coming out here and giving us something to watch back and cheering us on and cursing us out, hopefully as well, seeing our rubbish strategies and whatnot, seeing Jonesy do his rubbish strategy. Shout out to Carl, obviously, legend. Hope he all good, brother. And shout out to A1 SimSport, Riley Curtis, new paint this week. Riley loves finger in the paint, so or finger painting. I don't know which way you want to do it there, but he maybe that's the thing. Maybe I need to change my paint every week. So, yeah, shout out to everyone that comes out and races and gives us something to race.
Yeah, definitely. Well, mate, thanks for your time tonight, and again, congratulations on a great race win.
Yeah, cheers, boy. Love you, boys. Cheers.
Well, there you have it, Matt. Three very happy drivers tonight. Three makes in the top three. So we had a Mustang, Chevrolet, and a Toyota. So some great racing again tonight.
Yeah, that was some good battles there, and as they pointed out earlier on, it was pretty interesting. That top 4 and 5, they were battling pretty hard. It was really good to see and good to watch. And yeah, particularly that last battle that went for like 30 laps for second and third with Barry and Dyson there was very interesting to watch as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a wrap here for Richmond, and as we've said. Next week we're off to Michigan for the final round, and Carl will be back next week. Matt, I'd like to say thank you for jumping in at the 12th hour and pushing some buttons, because I don't think I would have been able to do everything by myself, because I'm almost as bad as you at the moment.
Oh, yeah,
and trying to remember.
Well, yeah, no, I haven't touched broadcasting for about 5 months, and so I literally just fired it up. Hope that it worked. Yeah, fingers crossed it worked, and it did all sort of work. And but yeah, very very rusty. So apologies for that for everybody, but yeah, we got through it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all the last thing to do is to thank you all for tuning in here on Performance E-Streaming. We'll be back next week for the final round of the Thunder Series. Can Dave Douglas end the season on a high? Will Dyson return to the top step? There's a lot of answers to be asked and a lot of answers to be found out. And as ever, I'm Mark Johansson, and with Matt Hunter on the buttons, wishing you a very safe week, and we'll see you again next Thursday night on Performance E-Streaming. Thanks for joining us.